One, they truly believe in themselves. Most people think they believe. Most people have convinced themselves they believe. But the truth is they're not even close to the level of belief billionaires have. They believe they have the heart to pull off their dreams. They believe they have a winning product or service or investment. They believe others are hungry for what they offer. They believe in the economy, abundance, and prosperity. They believe their wealth is growing regardless of the ups and downs. They believe they attract the right people and get discouraged practically never. We need to admit we don't have the belief level of a billionaire and get to work on ours. 2. Locus of control. It is a spectrum between internal locus, I am in control of my life and destiny, and external locus, other factors that control my life and destiny. The most successful people tend to be further down the internal locus side of the spectrum. When they fail, they say, what did I do wrong? How can I make it better? Whereas those with external locus think it wasn't my fault. If X hadn't happened to me, then I would have won. The former encourages learning and growth. The latter means they stagnate. It also means that when opportunities arise, people with internal locus think I'll work really hard and I can take up this opportunity, whereas external locus will think I'll never be able to do that, so I won't take it up. There are downsides to an internal locus of control, as it can be associated with neuroticism and anxiety, a feeling of overwhelming burden, for instance. And upsides for external locus. These people tend to be great team members and soldiers, as are very good at following directions and value the clarity to follow instructions. 3. They control their emotions. Not every thought needs to come out of your mouth. Not every emotion needs to be expressed. When you say whatever is on your mind, you risk hurting others. Loose lips are a habit for 69% of those who struggle financially. Conversely, 94% of wealthy people filter their emotions. They understand that letting emotions control them can destroy relationships at work and at home. Wait to say what's on your mind until you're calm and have had time to look at the situation objectively. Fear is perhaps the most important negative emotion to control. Any change, even positive changes such as marriage or a promotion, can prompt feelings of fear. Wealthy people have conditioned their minds to overcome these thoughts, while those who struggle financially give in to fear and allow it to hold them back. Whether you fear change, making mistakes, taking risks, or simply failure, conquering these emotions is about leaning in just a little until you build up confidence. It's amazing how much confidence helps. 4. They understand the difference between possessions and growth. Money increases your purchasing power, but do you really need to buy a toy that big? Many wealthy people spend tens of thousands on cars and leisure. Billionaires, on the other hand, are often more frugal when it comes to possessions. Instead, their spending is focused on growing their empires further. We noticed something interesting when perusing the profiles of billionaires. Most avoid debt altogether when it comes to personal finance, no matter how small. Billionaires are in the habit of spending money where it can eventually yield more profit, taking them to greater heights. This could even entail taking their entire teams on cruises, making memories with your business family, etc., in order to build loyalty and employee happiness. 5. They're open to learning from others' mistakes. Billionaires know it is important to learn from history. We should learn more from other people's mistakes, not only from their success stories. Aside from learning from our personal failures, we also learn from others' failures. We use those learnings to know how to deal with those mistakes and make us do a better implementation. We should keep in mind that there is a big chance that our ideas and solutions were already used and executed in the past. That's why we have to dig deeper into the idea. Was the idea or solution already used by people before? Did that person fail? What can you learn from their failure? 6. They know their main purpose. It's the last rich habit, but it might be the most important. Those people who pursue a dream or a main purpose in life are by far the wealthiest and happiest among us. Because they love what they do for a living, they are happy to devote more hours each day driving toward their purpose. Odds are, if you are not making sufficient income at your job, it is because you are doing something you do not particularly like. When you can earn a sufficient income doing something you enjoy, you have found your main purpose. Believe it or not, finding this purpose is easy. Here's the process. Make a list of everything you can remember that made you happy. Highlight those items on your list that involve a skill and identify that skill. Rank the top 10 highlighted items in the order of joy they bring to you. Whatever makes you happiest of all gets 10 big points. Now rank the top 10 highlighted items in terms of their income potential. The most lucrative skill of all is worth 10 points. Total the 2 ranked columns. The highest score represents a potential main purpose in your life. 7. Cut down the entertainment. You will rarely see rich and wealthy people talking about their favorite reality TV shows. Statistically, 86% of rich people love and enjoy reading, and only 67% watch TV for 1 hour or less per day. Reading plays a vital role in the development of an individual. It covers the areas 1. Gaining a wider knowledge. 2. Having a more educated perspective on the workings of the world. 3. Reasoning and rational side improves. And this all leads to better decisions being made, more beneficial conduct of activity, and a tremendous increase in self-improvement. Reading also helps in a more confident outlook toward any problem that comes your way. You are able to deal with it with more understanding about the same. Of course, it is only one of the many ways reading comes as a measure or betterment of your individual personality. There are many such others. But the essential reason is that most super rich people know what they are talking about. And the knowledge wasn't inherited in them at the time of their birth but absorbed through the ways of words, in books, journals, newspapers, and other such reading aids. 8. Practice affirmations. Self-concept is a huge influence on your quality of life. The more you like yourself, the higher your self-esteem and well-being. Once I learned this, I made up daily affirmations related to the most important areas of my life, from faith and family to business. Corley says the key to successful affirmations is choosing a mantra that's tied to a dream and a realistic goal. For example, if you want to bank 6 figures, you wouldn't say, "I make $100,000 per year," because that creates an inner conflict between your subconscious and conscious minds, and the programming won't stick. Instead, try something specific, achievable, and true. "I'm working 10 extra hours per week to make $100,000 by next year." The results, as an entrepreneur, it's easy to doubt yourself. But as I began reprogramming my mind with affirmations, my self-concept shifted. I've built tremendous confidence that I'm capable of making smart decisions and taking the necessary steps to keep growing. 9. Find a mentor. Even the most successful people on earth value mentors who have walked in their shoes and made it to the other side. Mark Zuckerberg credits Steve Jobs as his mentor, and Bill Gates has talked about how Warren Buffett mentored him through challenges at Microsoft. As a new entrepreneur, I sought mentorship from someone I respected with a proven track record of high-level success. We go to lunch a few times a month and pore over areas of my business I can improve. The results, after a few months together, we created a new, actionable plan to grow my business that went beyond what I could have done alone. Before, I'd been so in the weeds, answering emails, creating content, scheduling appointments, that it was difficult to see the big picture and keep progressing. My mentor has helped me identify areas to outsource, which frees up time for me to spend on the most important tasks. Since this epiphany, my business has grown every month even though the time required from me remains the same. 10. They surround themselves with smart people. A number of highly successful people made it their habit early on to always ask for advice. Ray Dalio, the founder of the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, said that, as a novice investor, he started asking everyone, even his barber, about their opinions on specific investments. Most billionaires, for this very reason, surround themselves with smart people, learning from their reasoning on different matters. The conclusions people reach shouldn't make a difference, but the way they reach those conclusions does. Spend more time in the company of smart people and learn how they perceive situations. This will, in time, refine your thinking and steer you toward success. 11. Meditation. This habit is huge. You need to meditate. Think about what part of the human experience spirituality addresses: the ego and fear, 2 concepts that are so tied up with hitting on girls. I think a lot of people get messed up here because the benefits are very intangible at first. The S-curve of mastery that I described above has a very long period of sucking shit. If you're not experienced, then your image of what meditation should be like is wrong. Fighting your expectations will be a constant battle as you learn to meditate. Start meditating every day. The evidence is in by a landslide, both anecdotally and empirically. Meditation will change your life, so start today. Any reason you do not is an excuse. Once you get the hang of it, you will leave your meditation sessions feeling centered, calm, and relaxed. It has an ego-lessening effect and an awareness-increasing effect that spills over to your everyday life. If you keep up the practice, you'll notice that your focus and attention span increases dramatically, as do your sight and sound sensitivity. Think of the most visceral things you do: sex, eating, sports, etc. Brain regions associated with attention, introspection, and sensory processing will literally. In the long term, meditation offers a profound transformation of how you experience reality. It will bring you joy, peace, and happiness. This is real and you need to be doing it.